once you have researched the content, so you have all of the materials with you, and you start creating your slides. This is also a very important stage, how you make it presentable. And there are some tips for this. Number one, keep your text to a minimum. The biggest risk after doing elaborate content research is you have a lot of material and you try to stuff all of it into your deck. And first thing is you copy paste all of the text and it can become a slide like this. How to make a good first impression? Definitely not like this slide. So cut down the text and not more than 2 or 3 ideas per slide, and keep the text to a minimum. If you're going to be talking through it, you don't have to write down everything that you're going to say. And the motive is different for different kinds of presentations. If it's largely going to be driven by you and videos available, audience are comfortable just looking at this. Whereas if it's going to be used offline and majorly multiple times people are going to look at your deck and without the video, then maybe you need to add some more content. So depending on the purpose, keep the text, but try to keep it to a minimum. So this is what I used for TEDx. Most of the slides of my TEDx talk did not have any text. So that's another extreme which you can experiment. I've seen good response from audience for that. So reveal your content progressively. When you create slides, another mistake I've seen people do is they show stuff like this. When you see this, you audience will start reading the stuff. They will start reading, okay, this is a pyramid, data science hierarchy of needs. They will start processing each of those layers. And by the time you finish talking, they would have finished reading. So there's no intersection. So you will have to keep their attention and show only progressively. So for example, take this data science hierarchy of needs, collect the data, talk about it, store, move it, and then ETL, cleaning, and then aggregate, simple summary, then ML algorithms, simple experimentation, and then AI and deep learning. So with this, the audience follows through, and you will have to use the slides as an aid to support you. That should not be the first one that the audience looks at. So this, even if it's an image, this one is an image. So I cut it into multiple smaller images. I cropped it and animated it. So always animate your content. And your talk must have a powerful opening and closure. So this is what I presented at TEDx, the opening slide. I talked about how rhinos and elephants are getting poached. And every 6 minutes, an elephant gets killed in Africa. And I showed this slide. This is the first slide I showed. And after the event, one of the TEDx organizers came to me and said, that slide you showed, I will never be able to forget it the rest of my life. So that is how moving your imagery and slides can be. So make sure you pay particular attention to the opening and closure, even if you can't do it for the entire slide deck, at least for the opening and closure. The closure, this is the takeaway slide I had for my presentation at Rutgers University for students. 4 actionable takeaways on what they should do next after listening to my talk. So pay particular attention to the opening and closure.